Hey guys, so I'm back at again with the Hero Deck profile. So I made a couple changes to it and I just kind of wanted to show off what I've been kind of working on. So without further ado, let's just get to it. So we'll start off with the main deck, um, and then probably side deck and then extra afterwards. So yeah, I don't have my gimbal on me today because yeah, I just left it at my other place. But yeah, I thought I just we'll just make do with what we have right now. So start off three Stratos. So I'm pretty sure this is self-explanatory. Stratos is the main searcher of the deck. If you have more than one monsters that aren't the same Stratos, you get to pop cards up to that, not including the Stratos that you use. So it's just just a lot of utility with this card. It's just one of the flagship cards of the deck, and you always kind of want to see it in your hand, and it kind of always enables plays. So I always want to see it at least. So that's why I played it at three. For one ofs, we play one liquid, one shadow mist, and one honest neos. So that's pretty self-explanatory for me. I know one shadow mist is not very common, but for me it's been working because personally I don't like to see two in my hand and I only really resolve one per kind of duel. And if I need to use it again or need it again in my hand, I have cards to kind of recur it that normally not a lot of hero players play. So I kind of keep it at one. Liquid at one is kind of good too. If I need it again, I use this other card that you've probably been following with my profile is Decider to kind of bring it back. And Honest Neos is always kind of a good card to protect your boss monsters like Bane, Darklaw, and Plasma. So that's it for the elemental heroes. Next most important engine, three forests. So I noticed these bad boys went up in price like crazy. So really important that you still have to play these cards. But I think it's because the support coming out soon, and everyone's kind of jumping on the hero bandwagon because heroes are a fun deck. And I'm not really sure. I'm pretty sure with the support, we'll probably get to maybe tier two, yeah, probably tier two is probably fair. And then if you're a good pilot, then you could beat a lot of tier one decks. But yeah, the important part is the reason why we play heroes is fun, and it's super fun, and we shouldn't forget that. And it also looks really cool too. So meta will always be meta, but until heroes get a negate or something kind of crazy, a lot of yeah, a draw card or something, or an omni negate, or good a nice really cool field spell, I think it's still gonna stay around Rogue / tier two. But yeah, that's not the reason why we play the deck. We play the deck because it's fun, cool as hell, and it's just really cool to beat on opponents and just fuse things away and just have a good time, right? So yeah, so we have three forests, two increase, and two Vion. And yep, I know a lot of people play one increase. I've been seeing some lists play one forest and one increase. Hey, if it works for you, I guess go for it. But for me, I find that I brick a lot when I try to cut those ratios. And yeah, I just I feel it's these are kind of set in stone, and there's a lot of things you could change in the deck. I just don't think these are one of them personally. But again, if it works for them, more power to them. Good, kudos to them. Two malicious. So malicious is at two. I know people are complaining about a three, but with the new support with Denier coming out, we don't really need three malicious. And even if we do have three malicious with the new support, it just kind of gets a little bit ridiculous because you just have too many malicious at that point for this deck. Because what else can you do with it, right? Yeah, I guess you can have more extenders for later, but with the Denier, it's so easy to get into the grave and do that. And yeah, I feel like that card was made for the malicious being at semi-limited right now. So that hero players won't complain about it anymore. We play the one Decider. Decider is really nice, because you still see Dragoon around a lot. Drytron, Dragoon, Guru control with Dragoon and all that. So Decider kind of helps you with protecting yourself from the burn. And then also like it kind of has some really cool effects as well too, because there's a prank kid's card I think needs to burn damaged in order to special summon, and that protects you from the burn damage, so they can't get the SS. So that's kind of cool. And then also when you normal or special it, you get a guaranteed plus one of a hero in the grave at the end of the turn, which I kind of have a nice Fusion Destiny combo. If you've been following some of my videos, that I use to resolve liquid again most of the time. So yeah, I really like Decider, and he also has like a really cool interaction with Dynatag if you play. Even though most likely I'll be cutting Dynatag when the new support comes. Play one Dynatag, Speak of the Devil. Dynatag is kind of decent. He's, most of the time you use him for like you're boosting your your Dystopia, but every now and then he can save games against kind of Mimi Grand Maju decks and stuff. So that's kind of cool. One Plasma. Plasma still really cool. I find that he's like, I know a lot of people like cut him because they don't really think he's like he's just kind of weak at this point. Like he doesn't have any protection. Like he's nice when you get him on the field, but there's a lot of way to out him. When the new support comes out with the D-Force, it's gonna pretty much make Plasma like Dragoon tier if you can have both on the field and stuff, and very oppressive. So, but in all honesty, like the way I play this deck over here, like I make Plasma pretty easily, and then I think a lot of people, hero players, because they don't have, they think just because Malicious is at 2, it's harder to get them out. But it's very easy the way I play this deck and some of the tech cards I have. So it's just, I find that if you can't make Dark Claw, Plasma's really good option as well too. Especially if you're going blind, and if you don't have the mass change in your hand, I think Plasma's the go-to play. For the evil hero stuff, I play Necrom, Prodigy, and a Dusted Gold. So these cards over here are my Mally replacements for now until Denier comes. My third Mally support, my third Mally replacements, and I've been playing them for a while, and I really like them. And I find that it kind of separates my hero build from a lot of other people's. And yeah, you have Necrom in the grave, and he pretty much is a Malicious for evil heroes, and gives you special summon, and you're able to from hand special summon an evil hero from your hand or your deck. So if you hard draw one of these and stuff, it's not dead. You can just kind of still use Necrom's effect, so which is kind of cool. And yeah, it's a good extender for this guy, which is a dark. So if you under Fusion Destiny, that's kind of cool. Yeah, so like that's kind of what I use this tech choice for, and it does come up a lot. I usually side it out going second though. And then a Dusted Gold for Bane, because Bane is a kick-ass monster. And even with the new support, I think he's still worth playing and all that. Because getting a Malicious Bane mid to late game state is kind of ridiculous as well too. Like unless your opponent has the nuts, if they have it, right? But yeah, Bane is just really good. We'll get to that when we get to the extra deck. Play 3 Mass Change. Yeah, pretty self-explanatory. We play a hero deck and we have Mask Heroes, so that's why we play it. 3 Fusion Destiny. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory that this is one of the best cards in the deck, if not the best card, in my opinion. Yeah, you just get so much advantage of it. It's like a 1-card Dark Claw, 1-card Plasma, 1-card, it can get I think Dread and Bane, just a board wipe as well too. You can get, Dystopia to kind of, for interrupt. And then when the new support comes, it's just going to even do more stuff. So, yeah, you just get so much advantage off it. So definitely, staple in my opinion. Hero Lives, pretty self-explanatory. I don't think it's going to be going to 2 anytime soon, even with the ban list coming in October, because we got the I guess the D hero support, but it's a guaranteed special summon that leads to like OTKs, I guess. And if your opponent can't stop it and they have nothing really in their hand, it's pretty much GG. So yeah, definitely worth playing. The life points don't really matter in this game, especially if you can play fast. Yeah, polymerization now for the one-ofs, miracle. These are all searchable. You know, these are pretty self-explanatory. Like, you need to play these as at 1. Dark Calling. Unfortunately, you can't recur this like you can these two. Like, these guys with Wonder Driver, I like to recur this and this every now and then. Dark Calling, obviously, for the Bane. We got the one Rhoda. At the moment, I'm trying to get the collector's rare, but I don't know. As you guys have obviously seen, the prices of some hero cards and cards in general have gone up like astronomically and all that. And you know, who knows if it's going to come down or not. I just personally think it's just people have way too much money right now, and they haven't done anything for the last 2 years, and you know, bought a lot of collections. And yeah, we'll see when people's things start opening up and normalcy happens. You know, maybe they might come down, but who knows. One Talents. I like Talents as a trap card, as a tech card, because you know, every now and then your opponent you know, might Nibiru you or hand trap you and you don't have like a follow up, so you can you know, draw 2 after that. Or if your opponent plays Dragoon, you can just kind of take it and use it against them. Or, you know, if you do have, you know, gas in your hand, you can just use this, take a look at their hand, spin a card back into their deck, and then kind of combo through, I guess. So, yeah, a lot of utility with that card. Speaking of utility, Call by the Grave, you know, Droll is being main decked a lot, and hand traps are kind of a pain. So, if you have the Call by the Grave, I consider it a power card because it's at 1, and if you use it against the Droll, it's you know, you can kind of go off, and then your opponent gets salty as well too, because it's just like, you know, it's a one of usually, because it's limited. So definitely I find it's worth playing because it has a lot of impact. And you have a going first build in this. This is technically a going first build, so you want to play Call by the Grave to protect your combo, to help you from comboing off. Super Poly, because you do play Super Poly targets in this deck. They're mostly Omni heroes. Like, we'll get to the targets when we get to that, but Super Poly does come up, and it's used to kind of help out cards like Access Code, Dragoon, you know, Zeus, you know, with the way this extra deck and deck is structured. But definitely comes up, and it's a good power card, and I find it's worth playing. New addition to the deck, I'm playing Foolish Burial. I decided to cut Ash because yeah, I was only playing one of it for a bit, just, you know, just for the hell of it, and just in case my opponent would have like, you know, Red Eyes Fusion, or like, you know, every deck, you know, you can kind of Ash, but at the same time, it's not very high impact, I found, you know. And I find Foolish Burial, like, you know, it kind of helps you a lot going first or going second, because, you know, you get so much advantage by putting stuff in the grave, you know, with Mist, Mali, and even with my deck Necrom, and even when the new support comes out, Denier, it's going to even be better, because Denier in the grave, like, you can, especially if you have a Destiny hero on the field, on your graveyard as well too, and then you can just kind of pop off. So definitely you get more utility with that card. Also, like, when you have weird hands, like you have Liquid in your hand, and then you have Foolish, you can just dump the Mist, normal to Liquid, and then special the Mist, and get your Darklaw play going. So I think Foolish is kind of cool, especially when your opponent like stops a lot of your plays. You need to like it helps you. It's an extender, and it helps you kind of combo off. So I think it's worth playing. And as for, we play 3 droplets, so, you know, because we are kind of like an OTK friendly deck, droplets kind of helps us do that. And droplets is really good against a lot of the big decks in the format. You know, it's good against Drytrons, Tri-Brigade. You know, it's good against Shadal, Dogmatica, Invoked, I guess. You know, very staple card, I guess. Like, it just kind of hits all the decks a lot, so definitely worth playing. And then I play 2 Imperms, because I'm finding that Imperm is actually pretty well used. It hits a lot of main decks, like Tri-Brigade. It kind of like stops if you use it against their normal summon, or when they try to do the banish the cards from the grave and special and kind of pop off. You do that on that summon, and they can't really do anything after that. So yeah, and then also against, it hits some cards in Drytrons, like hits Herald. If you hit it with Herald or the Mu Beta Fafnir, like yeah, it's kind of stops their plays a bit and stuff. So definitely, and it kind of like Imperm kind of hits like every single deck as well too. So use that for the utility. And if you need to side, if it's not effective, you could just side it out. But most of the time, I kind of would side other cards out. But I know I just found it was functioning better in the deck. And this deck, way it's built right now, currently, it's just like it can go first or second. Like it's just, and I kind of want to do that just for just in case I lose the dice roll. So that was the main deck. Let's get to the extra deck. Okay, so we play 2 Dark Law, obviously, star of the show of the deck, probably one of the most oppressive floodgate monsters, and, just really cool looking as well. As you can obviously see, I'm stunting with the ulti. Yeah, like Dark Law kind of does a lot of work against the meta and stuff. So it's, some of those meta decks, they have outs like Zeus, like I think Tri Brigades and Drytrons, they play Zeus, so it just like that's kind of their out. But if they don't have like extenders to get into that, like Darklaw kind of stops their plays and they kind of have to scoop, right? So Darklaw, amazing card. Graveyards are important, especially in this meta still, so definitely have to play it. I play Mass Hero Blast now, so I was kind of talking about it because I was playing Tornado for a bit, but I found it wasn't coming up as much as I wanted, and I was getting impermed a lot. My Stratos and my plays would get stopped. So if I have the Mass Change in hand, I want to be able to still pop off. And for now, I'm playing Blast because I find that it's the better choice. And then even when I was going to Great Tornado, like I found that I wasn't really needing it, even though Tri Brigades, like if you could do it against the Appaloosa, you can go off, but they usually have the Shireg with the Tri Brigade Revolt play kind of going, so you have to also have an answer for that. So just getting into Great Tornado to out there Appaloosa is you're not out of the woods yet, right? So play 1 acid because obviously the Ab-Zero acid combo, back row and Raigeki is a thing, and it's probably one of the most electrifying plays in hero decks, so you have to play it. We play 1 Shining. That's our super poly target for Zeus, and maybe like UCT if you see it, or like Herald of Perfection. Definitely that's kind of what it's for. We play 1 Sunriser. Sunriser, he does a multitude of things. He's your searcher. For Miracle, buffs up your cards, and then also what else? Gives you a pseudo pop like protection. If you attack anything else other than Sunriser, you get to pop that card. So, and then also when a card is attacking, you get to pop any card on the field as well too, with Sunriser's attack declaration effect. You play 1 Escuridao, mostly because it's super poly target, but you can also use an extender too with Miracle. And that's the thing too, you can use these guys as Miracle plays to kind of do extension or just kind of for OTK. You play 1 Dangerous. Dangerous is, he helps you fix your Breck hands, and also if you want to do your turn 1 Dark Law play. So you kind of have to play Dangerous. Dystopia, still a pretty good card in this deck until the support comes, then I'm probably going to cut him. But yeah, really, really good card. He does burn damage, which helps you get game, gives you a pop. So definitely still puts in work. And then it's so easy to buff up his attack every now and then. Like you can do it through Dread, you can do it through Dynatag, you can do it through what else? Sunriser. So that's like 3 right there as well too. Not to mention that some cards that your opponents use, like Shizuku, debuffs it, so you get to like get a pop because your attack has changed. So pretty cool with that. Malicious Bane, big Daddy Bane. He puts in work. He does Raigeki your opponent's board, can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. So he's like just a big body. And yeah, like definitely mid to late game, he's a problem. So that's why you play him. And he's also used as an extender too. If you get nibbed, you get nibbed, and you have Dark Calling in your hand. You use the Dark Calling. You use the Raigeki effect, get rid of the nib token, and then hopefully you have Mass Change set, so you can use it for Dark Claw. We have the 2 Cross Crusader standard. This is your searcher pretty much. Search is It brings back a Destiny hero, you know, and then also you tribute it, and then you search whatever you want. So it's pretty much your answer to Isolde in this deck. So definitely worth playing, and you usually resolve it more than once, so that's why you play two. We play one Dread. You know, Dread is really good. You know, it gets big mid to late game, and also buffs up Dystopia, so that's why you play it. And then also he does good trample piercing damage, so that's another thing as well too. And then we have the one what you call we have the one Wonder Driver, which, you know, I recently got in secret, so you probably can't see it with this camera, I guess. But yeah, definitely he's a staple in this deck, especially with the new support coming, especially with the way I play this deck as well too. You know, you usually get the Resolve Miracle a lot, and you get to get your miracles back, your polymerization. You can even bring Super Poly back in this with the Wonder Driver. So definitely, I find he's worth playing. So that's the main deck. No, I mean the extra deck. For the side deck, we play 3 exchange still, because, you know, Nib is a thing. You know, in all honesty, even with the new support and you could play through Nib, I'm still probably going to play exchange, because you still have to be kind of fearful of like Dark Ruler no more, maybe droplets at times and stuff. So, and yeah, so I still feel like I'm probably going to play this, but we'll see what happens. Maybe there might be some new cards, or the meta might change. But for now, I'm still currently playing this, even my online stuff. So we'll see with that. Play 3 Droll and Lockbird, because yeah, Droll and Lockbird is, you know, your answer against some of the meta decks like Drytrons. It's pretty good against what is it? Tri Brigades as well too. It's the card that I usually side as well, so they don't kind of search a lot. They search a lot in that deck as well too, especially when they go off with their Tri Brigades in the grave. So they start adding like crazy. So you want to play this to make sure their card advantage is reduced. So definitely put some work against the meta. Really, really good card against Shaddoll, Dogmatica Invoked. So yeah, definitely put some work, and it's very high impact. So you play at 3 inside, so you can side it in when you need to. We play the 2 Bells, because I was main decking this for a bit, but I found that universally Imperm I found was better against most of the decks in the meta and the ones I face. And Bell is kind of even though it is a bit more widespread, it's still not as situational as Imperm. And then also, like, if I know what an opponent is playing, if I know he's playing like Tri Brigade, I'll side that in. If I know if they're playing Shaddoll, Dogmatica Invoked, I'll side it in as well too. If I know that they're playing Drytrons, it hits like so many Drytron effects in Grave, I'll side that in as well. So definitely worth playing. One of the better hand traps in the meta. So we play 3 Cosmics, because, you know, back row is a thing, and we play 2 Lightning Storm. It's pretty standard. Pretty self-explanatory as well too. I don't play the third one because I like to also play 1 Feather Duster and 1 Red Reboot with the Sacky Sack. So like Red Reboot, usually when you resolve it, it wins games. So that's pretty much the deck profile. Yeah, so I'm probably not going to change much till the new support comes. So I think that's the best way personally. While playing pure and having fun, like, that's how I'm going to play Heroes till the new support comes. When the new support comes, I'll make some changes here and there, but I think this is pretty much going to be my build till, I guess, when November hits and stuff. So we'll see. And yeah, that was my build, and hope you guys liked it. And, you know, like, comment, subscribe. And yeah, I guess catch you guys next time. Peace.